What's up, everyone? Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Nothin But Net Show. I'm your co-host, Jamar.
And I'm your co-host, Mikey. And before we get into anything, I do want to make sure that everyone is aware we did change our Instagram.
We did.
It now matches our Twitter. It's just modernsports_, nice and easy.
We have a short show for you guys today. Unfortunately, not much happens in the basketball world over the summer. We are going to discuss the FIBA USA team and their recent scrimmage, share our thoughts about them.
And then we also have to touch upon Rich Paul and the NCAA's rule against him. Or is it really against him? Yeah, it's probably against him.
Stay tuned.
Up them balls on them, birdie.
Pull up on the set, ballin' nothing but net. Posting my clips, shut down the internet. First like it, comment what you like best. I won't pass it like boy, put me to the test. Nothin But Net Show, you know we coming up. Cop our merch if you wanna show love. Sub to our channel, help us level up. Nothin But Net Show, you know we coming up.
So recently, there was a scrimmage for our FIBA World Cup basketball team. As many of you probably know, several different professional NBA players dropped out of the competition because it was running a little close to season and training camp. And most of their reasoning being they're trying to focus on this new season. Obviously, a movement being that the Warriors are no longer the Warriors of old. So there is an opening for this championship like never before. But I wanted to hear your thoughts about what the scrimmage that took place and what you think of our team.
Okay, so the scrimmage I thought was really good. The only weird thing that I saw was De'Aaron Fox didn't make the team, but he probably played the best, if not second best, to Jason Tatum in that game.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's super quick.
He's really good.
But I mean, the guards they have, I guess it makes sense. I mean, Kemba should for sure be there. Kyle Lowry, don't really get why he's doing it, but why not? And then Donovan Mitchell, give it
He's
give
not
it a D
going to go
Mitch.
back to back.
Yeah, you give it a D Mitch. I mean, Kyle Lowry is a great veteran presence there too.
Right.
Honestly, I completely feel all the superstars that did not want to do it. I think
Right.
CJ McCollum summed it up perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, it's only the World Cup, no offense, but
It's not the Olympics or anything like that.
and that's when all the superstars do come out. And so I think FIBA, I like when they do it like this, where it's a lot of young kids, like a few veterans. It's just like, it's to grow the game and show them off more. Like, we already know who LeBron, Steph, KD are. Go
Show
show
the rising stars.
Yeah, show our young guns.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's also a great opportunity for Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker to start to play together, start to build chemistry. I've said it on my Twitter. I know we've discussed it, argued about it, but I truthfully believe they're both going to be not only the stars of the Celtics, but I believe they're both going to be all-stars this upcoming season. So it's great to see them playing together. The chemistry is there. Jason Tatum is showing growth from his second year. Some people thought he had a sophomore slump, which I would agree. He did have a little bit of a sophomore slump, nothing crazy.
I think it was the hype after the playoffs, too. It's like...
Well, I think everyone expects him to be, like you said, after that performance, everyone expects him to be this
like a
great player.
Yeah, just
year
like
two.
be right there and just be
Right.
like, oh, wow, you're going to be one of the next up.
Right.
That we've seen with other superstars.
And a lot of people forget that a lot of the times the reason why there is a sophomore slump is because your first year, you played in college, but people don't really know what exactly
Yeah,
to
you can't
expect.
scout the game as much.
And then your second year, they have a full year of film
Tapes out on you. Oh, he doesn't like to go
They know
left.
your tendencies.
Oh, if he does this, he does that.
Yeah, so I think Tatum's showing growth. I think he's looking really good. I think Kemba Walker is Kemba Walker.
The step back he had
I've said
was
this numerous
gross.
times. Yeah, it is.
That was gross.
It wasn't his game winner, though. His college game winner is forever the greatest.
He's always going to be cardiac Kemba. Come on.
Facts. But I seriously think that both of them are going to be all-stars. I think they're both looking good. And my C's are going to wake up some sleepers.
Maybe.
For sure.
I think those two are for sure going to do their thing. What I'm really interested, I want to see what Jaylen Brown does. Not only on this team, but
I
in the
forgot to
league.
mention him,
Because
as well.
I've been really critical
Smart too,
of
right?
him. I think he ended up making it, yeah.
Yeah, so they did our boy dirty, though. Bam.
I don't get it.
Cut him.
I really don't get it.
actually
And they
don't
cut
get
that young. That was weird, too.
I don't get either of those moves, but shout out Bam for supporting our company.
We love you, Bam. I love you, Bam. Come on.
What you mean?
From the Kentucky days, I remember Calipari said he's going to need new rims.
He's a huge Kentucky fan, yeah.
That's why the De'Aaron Fox thing hurt too, but I understand. Also the Kuzma. I really like the Kuzmas there because it's just more game.
He's also really good, too.
Yeah, and it's really, a lot of these kids is to see what the next step is. Obviously, it's not the same competition.
Right.
But in FIBA and things like this, you can see what they're working on. Like,
So-
Tatum may show things he's not perfect on, but he's working.
2 quick questions. Who's better right now, Tatum or Kuz?
I go Tatum. I'd probably go Tatum.
I don't know. They're both good. I think I would go Kuzma only because, again, of the slump from last year. But that's an opinion. They're really close. Second question, do you see any competition whatsoever for Team USA?
Not really. I never really do, but there can definitely be a game where, like, if we're just a little bit off or we go in lackadaisical and some team, like, slaps us in the mouth,
It might be close.
yeah, it depends on who's going to take over. Because right now, probably our best takeover player is going to be Kemba Walker.
Right.
And, I mean, it's not the size you have to deal with in the NBA, and he's just so quick, especially laterally,
Right.
that I feel like he can get wherever he needs to. The shooting, I think, is going to be the shakiest. It's a lot of shaky shooters.
But remember, it's FIBA. So
a little closer,
right.
yeah.
It's not the USA.
I think Miles Turner should ball. I think Miles Turner is going to ball. And Brooke. Those two should be very, very interesting for this style of play. Miles Turner is a great defender. He's expanded the game. And Brooke Lopez just has beautiful touch. Such soft touch.
It's going to be great to watch.
The NCAA recently released a new criteria to what allows an agent to represent a college athlete primarily in basketball. There's 3 criteria. First, you must pass an in-person exam. Second, you must be certified by the NBA Players Association for at least 3 years. And finally, you must have a bachelor's degree. Recently, everyone's been calling this the Rich Paul rule, even LeBron James, among Stephen A. Smith and others in the industry. Jamar, is this the Rich Paul rule, or is the NCAA looking out for kids?
This is the Rich Paul rule.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck. This is the Rich Paul rule. Especially after the Sports Illustrated article just came out about how successful Rich Paul has been without his bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
Being able to successfully represent clients, get them all paid. A lot of people think
you get
undeservingly
breaded up.
A lot of people think
You get breaded up.
undeservingly so. So for Clutch Sports Group to be aimed at, I mean, this rule completely. If you're just reading the lines, this rule completely targets them. And I'm proud of all the players: LeBron James, Chris Paul.
I believe Draymond said something.
Draymond. I think even a coach or two may have said a couple things. Several other players. I know Tristan Thompson has come out in support.
Jay Billis said something.
Jay
Stephen A.
Bilas,
Smith.
Yeah. So I applaud that. But at the same time, to me, I just hate that, bringing up a J. Cole lyric, they see a black man shine, first thing they do is throw the shade. Like, unfortunately, it's true. Like, that's crazy. And I believe Chris Paul was the one making the point where a lot of life experiences are way more valuable than college education.
Yeah.
And it's the 3
Without a doubt.
outlines. I have no problem with the in-person exam. If
I
you
mean,
want an
it's whatever. That's
whatever,
fine.
Yeah. If you want to be approved by the NBAPA,
You should be. You shouldn't be able to grab random Joe off the street and him be like, all right, I'm going to represent you.
It's the bachelor's degree that I personally feel, especially when you have a track record.
Yeah.
It's not like Clutch Sports is some. If you want to, for example, I feel as though they should be grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Like, if they were under the new rule, this comes, okay, whatever. Obviously, they have a proven track record. They're not some little coming up agency group, anything like that. So I personally feel it's baloney, for lack of other terms. What about you?
So I liked all of the criteria, just the fact that it shot at Rich Paul. Because everything, if you remove Rich Paul from the situation, it is to help the college athlete. They do want someone that's actually going to be able to represent them and know what they're doing. For Rich Paul, what is a bachelor's degree going to do for him?
That's why I say they should be grandfathered in.
Yeah, without a doubt.
If you're a proven agency group, you've represented players, you've been successful, you should not have to.
I feel like there should have been a rule that's like, okay, I feel like it's also because he's the only one. He might be, and if he's not, he's the biggest one without a bachelor's degree.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel like everyone else had to go through the system. And I also think that's why people don't like it, is they probably reach out to see what should we require. And everyone that's up in the NCAA, I went to this school, I did this I had to do this internship.
And one of the things that LeBron posted, he highlighted several different points of articles, interviews, things like that. And he mentioned or in the Sports Illustrated, again, it mentions specifically how people were questioning how he got certified with a bachelor's degree, things of that nature. So, I mean, obviously, let's keep it real. It doesn't help, or it doesn't hurt, rather, to have LeBron James in your corner.
Yeah.
Were some strings pulled? I'm sure. But, again, he is proven. He has been successful.
Yeah, exactly.
He's his own agent. It's not LeBron running the show.
Yeah.
It's Rich Paul Clutch Sports.
Yeah, see, it'd be different if he just represented LeBron James.
Right.
If he did just that, I could represent LeBron James. Be like, all right, I want $45 million. You're like, you're gonna say yes. Right. It's the fact that he's done everything else, as you've said. The original Tristan Thompson deal, I believe the original K Love deal. Draymond Green just went over to him. It's seeming a lot. Yeah, a lot of players are going over to Clutch, and can you blame them?
It's a lot because he's more than an agent. That tagline. Supposedly, he's a really good friend. He's a really good mentor, and all of that they take into consideration.
And if you want to grow your brand, who has a bigger brand in the NBA than LeBron James? If no one does, why would you not go to the winning side? If he has the winning formula. And he understands who is who. Like, he's not going to have Draymond Green do the same thing, for example, as a Kyle Kuzma. Right. Kyle Kuzma, he may go more fashion. Draymond Green, he's going to go a different route. And he's not just picking you out, just like, oh, you have these numbers, you're coming up next. Okay, well, you're out of your contract year, I want you. It's like, no. I know you as a person. And I feel that's the biggest thing. He knows them as people. And that's the track record.
More than an agent.
Yeah, you don't want some guy that's just sitting behind a desk like, you had 7 and 7 last year, Draymond. You shot 43%. What can I really get you?
Draymond has to be the highest paid player ever who averaged 7 and 7. The man averaged 7 and 7, and he just got that deal.
Oh,
well deserved. I'm not knocking it at all. Well deserved. He deserved.
When you do everything at a high level,
important for what the Warriors do in that system.
We've heard glue guy forever. He's more than a glue guy.
But when you look
he
at
does
the stats,
everything. It's funny.
So funny. It
is funny, but
it is.
When you have 6 scorers that are clearly better than you. That's the best part is he doesn't try to do anything he can't do.
Right.
But again, with Rich Paul, I don't understand the bachelors in this instance. For everyone else, I completely understand. Don't get me wrong. Like, I do understand it.
Up and coming or
if you haven't been with the NBA Players Association for maybe like 5 years, there should have been a criteria. Hey, if you've been here for 5 years, if you have X amount of clients. And then take the in-person test. Maybe he has to take an extra in-person test.
Right.
Like, that'd be completely fine. It's like, all right, you don't have your bachelor's degree, but do you understand this part of the business? And he's like, well...
I completely agree.
Yeah.
A clause like that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but...
But just to take him out...
And the biggest thing, one more thing. Remember the kid that he got signed to work for New Balance for a year? Mm-hmm. I think that was the biggest thing. The fact that he got a kid a $1 million internship while working for the NCAA... drove them mad.
Yep, because he's getting them paid because they don't need to risk their lives, or not their lives, but their careers.
Yeah.
Rather than
if Zion blew out his knee, if LeBron James went to college and blew out his ACL, you never know. You literally never know.
Rich Paul rule.
For sure. Without a doubt, it's Rich Paul rule.
And that concludes the second episode of the season. Sorry, guys. It's the summer.
Not too much to talk about.
But we're getting closer and closer. Ooh. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel.
And then if you aren't already, go make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Modern Sports _
one name.
Nice, easy.
Yep.
Modern Sports _ Well, just one. Just one underscore.
That's it.
You're going to find a lot of great content. We're going to start covering more high school athletes. We've been tweeting out a lot more about sports. We're trying to get you guys as informed. We're trying to get kids shown out more.
And we have multiple analysts covering different sports as well.
Ooh, you know.
From us,
peace.